Dan, it's nice to be here with you, and I think that what's important about today's forum is that we're able to discuss these things without fear, and that each perspective has value. I'm not suggesting that Chief Bratton and I are in some kind of conflict with each other. What I think is important is that when Jamil Shaw was shot and killed, a young man who was promising star, had a wonderful family, a mother and father, a wife, the husband was serving in Iraq, and we have a family that concentrated, as most families will do, around the success of their children. And to get gunned down from an inmate out of the county jail who happened to be illegally in the country as well, and ironically, you would think that after being incarcerated, that the release would cause for a little personal truce within the heart of a young man who says, I just got out of jail, I think I need to chill my actions in a gang environment that I am a part of. But instead, almost within 24 hours, he shoots and kills a young, promising high school athlete. Now, the question is, why? Now, the Sheriff's Department has an extensive amount of involvement with gangs in the sense of enforcing the law, but also trying to bridge those that are wannabes from being in gangs. And we have VITA program, Vital Intervention Directional Alternatives. We have youth activity centers, one in Vermont, one in the Florence-Firestone area, one in the city of Compton. So we're not just talking about enforcement only. We're talking about, do you have other options? Are there other opportunities other than gangs to move on and grow your skills and get work and stay away from violent gangs? When a man gets out of jail, the idea that someone can give a gun leads me to believe that this is a thing now of using him as a soldier, so that whatever the issues are in sending messages in neighborhoods, that he's got to send a message. So it becomes a loyalty test. This is how gangs operate. They say, you show what you can do, and that brings you closer to us, and we'll take care of you. Well, Jamil Shaw wasn't doing anything that morning other than walking in front of his yard, and he got gunned down by the suspect. Now, the question is there a race motive here? And I believe in this shooting there was a race motive. Now, the folks that commit murders because of the constitutional guarantees, they don't have to explain why they shoot somebody. In fact, they're advised not to explain anything, generally speaking. So there's a supposition on my part. But experience tells me, in dealing with other gangs, and I'll just deal with the Florence-Firestone gang, we put together a very extensive task force with our federal partners, with other law enforcement agencies, including the great LAPD, and we rounded up close to 70 Florencia gang members who we were investigating over an extended period of time. Now, just to share with you some of the dynamics of how you investigate gangs, is that when they decide to fight with each other, they will do it regarding, one, turf, meaning this is our neighborhood. Two, dealing of drugs on their turf, this is our neighborhood. And in asserting that power, there is an element of race involved. Now, in the investigative process, what we do is we arrest folks who are buying drugs from gang members. We arrest gang members who have been feuding with other gang members. And let's make it clear, not all of them are interested in killing somebody. But because they're in jail and they want to, in effect, serve less time than what they're capable of serving, they'll tell us more about the gang in a confidential way. They, in turn, will give us information that allows us to further an investigation so we can get the leaders. Okay, now the leaders are critical to this problem of where do we find race-based murder. And the leaders are the ones that you got to take out, because if you keep them out in the street, they will continue to push lower level gang members into these random shooting environments. So in the key of the point I'm making is that one of the tools that we use is that we go to the court and we get authorization to wiretap their phones, their cell phone. And they talk about what they do to each other. See, nobody's running out there without communication.